Happy Thursday evening, everybody. We're back. It's TIMBP live time. Holy moly, I can't believe we're here. And look at this. Look at this. We got all of our nice little cuts, all of our nice little moments back. Feels like we finally have come back around. There was some weird update between Mac and OBS that didn't quite allow for me to use my streaming software as I normally do, but it seems that issue has been resolved, and so we are back and better than ever, I would say. I'm so happy to be back with you here for TIMBP Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a great week, and I also hope that you have had something good to drink this week, or that you got something good in your glass to kick the new year off. That's right. This is also the first live stream of 2024. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Instagram. We're on all the places. Bringing back the Instagram live stream because I had so much fun with it last week. I figured we may as well do it again this week. But want to say hi to some folks who were in the chat or who were in the chat previously and had to dip out. Mr. Tony Bag of Donuts is on YouTube. He said, Happy New Year, Perry. I'm going to be sitting this week out for the start of dry January. See you next week. Cheers. Tony, thank you so much for stopping by. And so is Anthony Aturietta. Wonder where he went. Who knows? Who knows? Tater Dumb stopping in and saying cheers, peoples. Cheers to you, Tater. Good to see you. Mr. Zofer himself. Hello, Fonzo. Says Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you as well, my friend. Don Nishida, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too, Don. Hope things have been well for you. And Donnie the Linux Cat says, you done fixed it. It feels like it. It feels like I fixed it, but I don't know. Maybe I just had the right combination of patience and ignorance. But over on Instagram as well, I can't pop those up, but do want to say hello to Justin Miller, who stopped by, and the Irish Whiskey Explorer as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you stick around for a while. If you'd rather hop over to the YouTube or Twitch, it's at My Bourbon Pod or This My Bourbon Podcast or at My Bourbon Gamer. My Bourbon Gamer is on Twitch. But if also you would like to support the show, you can do so through tipping in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus back here, who is still kind of needing some time off. Snuffy had some New Year's resolutions, and one of them was to relax a little bit more, and he is doing just that. But the patron saint of TIMBP Live, Mr. Snuffleupagus himself, you can support the main man by heading to the Stream Elements link in the description below and using Snuffy Chats. That's right, that is our way of super chatting here on the live streams. If you do just that, you will get your message and your tip shared up here at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Everything is supported, even if you can't give. I'm just happy you're here. But it's just like super chatting. Just like super chatting. Fifth quarter tailgate. Hello, Scott. Cheers to you, too. Good to see you. Haven't even said yet, but I am getting warmed up with a hit of Turkey 101. That's how you do it. That's how you get yourself going for a big stream. We're doing something different tonight towards the end, which we will get to after talking about and drinking on some Augusta Old Route 8, talking about their history as well. We will get there momentarily, but it's nice to oh boy, goodness, nice to start things out with some Turkey 101, of course. Does Snuffy get hit with get him some of that medicinal gummies to help him chill out? He did indeed. It's really good for his back and his snout. He kept telling me it just give me like 2 and I'll be fine. And I said, okay, we'll see how that goes. And 3 seemed to have been his limit. But that's okay. Snuffy's his own man. Hey, all from Darren Wright. Hello to you, Darren. Happy Thursday to you. Boy, howdy, we are slow on Instagram tonight. Either there's nobody, I don't know. If you're on the Instagram, I'm sorry, I can't see your comments at the moment. Or something's going on. I don't know what. Darren is over on the Instagram now, though. Irish Whiskey Explorer said, have a good night, gents. Hitting 1 a.m. GMT here. Time for bed, unfortunately. Nothing wrong with that. Good night to you. Have a great one. Audio Deluxe 7 over on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for being here. Oops. Yo, hanging with Bill. What's crappin', yo? Is that what the kids are saying now? What's crappin'? I don't know if I believe you, but I don't know. All I know is Coco Melon, Peppa Pig, and Gabby's dollhouse. As far as what the kids are into. Northwest Bourbon, cheers, Perry. Cheers, Northwest. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're well. Brother Whiskey over on Instagram, too. Y'all so sweet stopping by. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know what you're drinking as well. Kind of ease in to things tonight. Don't want to get too hot too fast. Take it slow. You guys want to see something sad though? I genuinely this broke my heart, and I am sad to report that my first ever Glencairn has officially broken. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see it. It was a Woodford Reserve Glencairn. And that's got this nice big old crack and some chipping alongside of it. Very first one. This dates back to 2013? 2013, 2014? Something like that. I hadn't gotten married yet, I know that much. But this was a sad sight when I was unpacking glasses and looked through some things that had been put away, not by myself, but by somebody else. Now remember too, the week that we were moving, I had broken my foot, so I had to rely on some other people to do some packing for me. So I can't be too upset. Thank you for your kind words, everybody. Donnie says, wish me and Miss Cat luck. We have the BTAC lottery this weekend. Luck indeed. Hope things go well for you. Back to not drinking during the week. Have a weight loss contest to win. That's right. On the This Is My Bourbon Podcast Discord, there is a weight loss competition going on that will culminate at the end of, well, I guess the beginning of This Is My Bourbon weekend over Memorial Day weekend this year in Lexington, Kentucky. And if you want access to the Discord, hop on the Patreons, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. Everybody over on Discord or on Patreon has access to the Discord. It won't be the last one to meet that fate. Unfortunately so. Somebody said too, oh, Audio Deluxe, you need to eulogize it on the next pod. We very well might. We're recording tomorrow. So one last hurrah for the first Glencairn I ever had. I mean, it's not really a hurrah, it's just saying goodbye. Sorry for your loss. Oh, thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. Mr. Matt Porter! Hey, Perry, miss you. Miss you too, Matt. Thank you for the shout-out on your live stream today as well. You know what's funny? That key lime pie note, I don't even know what whiskey it was that we had that note on, but I do remember having it. But yeah, thanks for the shout out, homie. I appreciate that. Audio Deluxe also finished their Stag Batch 18 bottle tonight. Nice. Mr. Whiskey Smoke Explorer stopped by, said, hey, what's up? Racine Burt. Hello, Racine. Cato Whiskey and Bourbon Noob. Hello, friends. Hope you are well. David Jeanette. Happy New Year, Perry. Happy New Year to you, too, David. And Justin Deering wanted to know, is that a telly? Well, it is. It's my Squire Thinline 70s, whatever it was, Classic Series Telecaster. I was thinking about selling it for a while, and now I don't want to. So, I love this guitar. It's not my favorite guitar that I have, but I do absolutely love this guitar. Good eye. Good eye there, Justin. Very good eye indeed. Thin line classic vibe. There we go. If you know someone who does ceramics, maybe they could put it in the kiln and make a coaster or something out of that Glen. That would be fun. That would be really fun. I love that idea. Oh, Patrick, Mr. Bourbon Noob, is over on Twitch and on YouTube and on Instagram saying hello. How are you? I'm doing well, my friend. Hope you are well as well. Oh, and Don Nishida stopped by on the Instagram too. Hi, Don. So many people all over the place. Gibson is better than Fender. I disagree vehemently. Vehemently? Anyway, John, I like Fenders better than I do Gibsons. I'd show my Strat as well, which is my favorite guitar that I own. But I don't want this to become guitar night. This isn't my guitar podcast. Gibson has more frets depending on what model. The classic... Don. Classic Fenders have 21. Most Gibsons have 22. But more of the modern Fenders have 22 frets now as well. Joseph Brazo. I'm just here doing a live stream, my friend. I hope you're well. Everyone's allowed to be wrong once in a while. Fair enough, John. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they usually stink. I had a Yamaha way back when. I've never had a Yamaha. Yamaha's got some great guitars out right now, though. The Revstar, incredible guitar. I thought some older Les Paul had 24. I don't know of any standard issues of Les Pauls that had 24 frets. Their standard issue is 22. Don't fret, just drink. That's fair. Brett Venata, good to see you. Hope you're well. It could be my drunken guitar playing podcast. That's just called, like, nights when I'm by myself. Those are just times when I've just enjoyed myself too much. I have a first act. It came with my VW Rabbit. Which first act was it, Pat? Because I've been wanting the John Mayer one for a long time. My wife has an Epiphone custom Les Paul that I swapped the pickups on. What'd you get? What different pickups did you put on, John? I'm curious. Golly, I can't talk. Bourbon Trail Runner has joined over on Instagram. Hello, Rosie's Market, Visalia. Rosie's. Hello, Rosie's Market. Audio Deluxe. Who is the Fender of distilleries? Who is the Fender of distilleries? Who is the Fender of distilleries? Probably, I'd say Heaven Hill is probably Gibson. Maybe Wild Turkey? No, no. It's not Wild Turkey. Maybe Maker's Mark? Oh, Jim Beam, actually. Jim Beam, I think, is a much better answer. Guitar brands and their counterparts is a really good idea for a series. The VW one that John Mayer played in the commercial, not sure of the model, it has a built-in amp that allows you to play through the car's stereo. I have wanted that guitar for so long. Since I started playing guitar. Very cool that you have one. What bourbon pairs best with your Telecaster, Stratocaster, etc.? I think if we're gonna go with Jim Beam for Fender, I would say with a Stratocaster, it's probably Knob Creek Small Batch, the 100 proof. With a Telecaster, again, if we're sticking with Jim Beam, ooh, you know what? I'm tempted to say Old Granddad Bottled and Bond. I like that. Old Granddad Bottled and Bond for a Telecaster. And then like a Les Paul is probably Elijah Craig. Maybe more Elijah Craig barrel proof. And a Flying V is Fireball. Whiskey guitars and VWs. What a live stream trifecta. I'm having a great time with this. Is awesome. I need to do this. This is a great idea for a stream. We'll come back and revisit this before too long. Who's the best guitar player not named Jimi Hendrix? Even though he's my favorite guitar player of all time, I don't think it's Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think he's too similar to Hendrix. Best guitar player not named Jimi Hendrix. Oh, man. I know it's... I want to say Stevie Ray, but... I don't think it is. I think it's probably somebody more like I don't know. I think Jeff Beck was incredible. I think Jeff Beck was one of the most innovative and incredible guitar players ever. And I don't normally cry when celebrities die, but I got to see, you can go watch the video actually on my personal YouTube page with 330 subscribers. I took a video. I saw Tommy Emmanuel the night after Jeff Beck died, or the day that he died. It was the day that he died. And Tommy covered "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers," which was originally a Stevie Wonder song, but Jeff Beck, his version got really popular as an instrumental, and I love it. Jeff Beck, I think, is one, and I don't even know if that's just the first one that kind of comes to mind right now. BB King. BB King was unmatched, man. I mean, even by contemporaries who were doing similar things, he was he knew how to play guitar without playing too much guitar, and I think that's what makes him so incredibly profound. This is not a one-to-one comparison. I don't know why I'm thinking so much about trumpet players right now. I think it's because I've been listening to a lot of Chet Baker. If you don't know who Chet Baker is, he's one of my favorite kind of underrated jazz trumpeters. He was also a phenomenal singer. By the time he died, he was very sick. He was a heroin addict. He had basically no teeth in his head from all the fights that he got in. But I almost said that that B.B. King was kind of the Miles Davis of guitar players. He just kind of did everything. For a Telecaster, that would have to be American Highway Reserve, the Brad Paisley whiskey. I still have not had that. John Mayer is smooth with it. I agree. I'm trying not to show any bias. I don't know if John is truly the best guitar player of all time, and I don't think he is, but he's very versatile, I think. Slash, I think, is an overrated guitar player for reasons that I don't have time to get into. Jeff Beck was truly unique, absolutely. Mick Ronson was an incredible guitar player. Jimmy Page, I think, was a better... I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. I think Jimmy Page was a better... he was better at creating riffs and lines for songs than he was a soloist. Roy Clark and Glenn Campbell are underrated, 100%. Brian May is a favorite of mine. I do love Brian May. He just, everything he did was so precise. Or does. He's not dead. I'm on the Chet Atkins diet, mostly pick at your food. I do love Chet Atkins too, man. Prince was amazing for someone you don't necessarily relate to playing guitar. I think Prince may have been the best musician to ever live. He was so versatile, and he was so he could just literally do anything. And everything that he created, he basically created from everything that, like, once Paisley Park was built and his studio, everything that you hear past that point was basically just him sitting at a console playing music, playing bass, singing. He just had like a microphone hanging down from the ceiling that he was singing on. Okay, I'm getting so much. I haven't even talked enough about bourbon, but that's okay. This is a fun stream. Maybe we'll do more in-depth bourbon stuff later. But if your cursory knowledge of Prince is basically Little Red Corvette, Purple Rain, and Raspberry Beret, or that kind of era, my two favorite Prince songs are outside of like that period. She's Always in My Hair and Wanna Be Your Lover. Those two songs solidified my love for Prince. I'll just say that. Ben Durr says, Buddy Guy. Also, hello, Ben Durr. Good to see you. That Clapton guy, I do like Eric Clapton's guitar playing a lot. I am not a huge fan of him as a person, but that is a different conversation altogether. I do think he is incredibly talented. I have taken a lot of influence from his guitar playing and put it in my own. So Brian May and his dad built his guitar. That is impressive. Absolutely. Yes, Prince did tear it up on the George Harrison tribute. Just watched his solo for While My Guitar Gently Weeps last night. Never knew he could play like that. That is maybe one of my most watched videos on YouTube. What happened to the guitar when he threw it in the air? The years of unreleased Prince music. Dude, we'll never hear all that. The Edge is terrible. The Edge is a terrible guitar player. He's a bad guitar. The Edge is a bad guitar player. He's good with melodies. He's good with riffs. But all of it is lost in he just uses effects too much. It's oversaturated with effects. Buddy Guy is a big fave of mine, but he is probably an even better showman than guitar player. I agree with that. I like Buddy Guy before Hendrix. When Buddy Guy heard Hendrix, it completely changed his guitar playing. But was more of a true blues guitar player back in the day. I think that guitar playing is some of the most underrated from that era. Steve Vai and Yngwie Malmsteen. I am personally not a big fan of either of them. I actually was watching a video of Steve Vai play last night, and the whole time I was just going, I get it, but it's not for me. Yngwie, I think, is unreasonably talented. I just don't. He's not my favorite. The documentary that Kevin Smith made about Prince. Morello is probably in his own category as a guitar player. Yes. Aaron Marshall of Intervals or Tim Henson of Polyphia. Nice. Nuno Betancourt. Nuno and... oh, balls. I'm blanking. Django Reinhardt. I don't even think they're in the same. My brain's just going all over the place. John said on Instagram, I really, really want to make an acoustic guitar and then an electric. It's my retirement woodworking project. I would love to build my own guitar. Prince hired him to make a documentary and then shelved it. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember hearing about that. Golly, I completely forgot about that. The Shredders don't do it for me. They don't do it for me either. They absolutely do not do it for me. But anyway. Lilith Morgan all the way over in Brisbane, Australia. Says hit that like button. Yes, indeed, do hit that like button. Thank you to all our moderators who are here tonight as well. Our Blue Wrench squad. Subscribe to StuMac if you want to build your own guitar. I am subscribed to StuMac. I don't have the handymanship to build my own guitar, even though I would love to someday, or hire somebody to build a guitar for me. Papa Ritter just beat Tetris. That makes 2 people in the whole world who have ever actually beaten Tetris. Look at you, Papa Ritter. Crazy. Barrel Proof EDC. Hello, Max, over on the Instagram. Hope you're well, my friend. You only need $1,000 in tools to build a guitar. Let me just get the $1,000 that I have laying around so I can buy a bunch of equipment that I'll not be well suited at using. Reggie Wooten. Living. Good to hear, Max. Not necessarily great in any medium, but Dave Grohl is an amazingly naturally talented musician. I completely agree. I have so much respect for Dave Grohl. That's a real conservative estimate on the $1,000 for tools. That's really funny. Devin Patel. Hello, all. Cheers. Hello to you, Dev. I hope you're well. Good to see you. This stream has not gone the way that I thought it was going to, by any means. So, just a fun. This has just been a fun hangout. I had stuff planned. I was gonna do a whole let's talk about Augusta Distilling, but now I'm just gonna drink it and enjoy and have a good night. Beating Tetris, is that what you kids are calling it these days? Sorry about the derail. Don't apologize. Don't apologize at all. It's been fun. I needed some music talk, some guitar talk. That's the great thing about this. I dabble in so many different things that when something comes up that I can chat about for a little bit, it brings me quite a bit of joy. I'll just head over to Taylor Guitar and use their equipment to build one. Yes. If they'll let you. If I had time in the Fender Custom Shop, I'd build. I would have fun. I would have a lot of fun. Speaking of going off the rails, Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads, great guitar player. 100%. Watched Vince Gill and Clapton on stage in Nashville. It was a grand time. That sounds awesome. Vince Gill, another one of those underrated guitar players. I love hearing yours and Papa Ritter's thoughts on music. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. I'm a bourbon enthusiast, like I have a spare $1,000 laying around. There we go. This is my guitar podcast, baby. 100%. All right. I have not cracked this yet. I have really... Tiny Tim? Is Vince Gill a bad human? I didn't know that. I did not know that about Vince Gill. So he and Clapton, I'm surprised they could share the stage with how big their heads are. Then, if that's the case. Okay, so like I said, or maybe I haven't said this yet. This is my first bottle of Augusta Distillery 8 years. It's the Old Root 8, the single barrel. This was just an on-the-shelf single barrel. It wasn't a pick or anything. It was just at Liquor Barn. Oh, that was a tiny little pop. Oh, I almost poured it into my Broken Glen. For anybody who missed it, as I was unboxing some Glencairns, I discovered that my very first Glen ever had broken. So we will be saying goodbye to that on next week's episode, I believe. But yeah, my first Glencairn ever, dating back to 2014 roughly, I think. I don't remember for sure. I don't know much about guitarists, though I love to listen. I heard you didn't think John Mayer wasn't great, but he did a thing with B.B. King, which was cool. No, I think John Mayer is a great guitar player. I think John is one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I struggle to say that he is the greatest guitar player of all time. Despite his versatility, despite his proficiency and his proliferance in music. That's probably not even the right word, but whatever. Randy was amazing as well as Vince, but Mama Ritter gave me a Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris LP for Christmas. I'm just saying, she is. I'm excited to hear it, Papa Ritter. I watched him scream borderline racist things at college-age basketball players. We go to games to verbally abuse refs, not students. Yikes! Whew. Oh, no, it's all good. Dev, it's all good, man. I really do love John Mayer. I said I wasn't going to show my strat. But this is my baby. This is my favorite guitar that I own. It is a 2007 Highway 1 Fender Stratocaster. We had to get the bridge replaced originally because I broke a whammy bar in it, trying to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. Pickups are original, replaced the pick guard almost immediately after getting it. The neck is not original. It's a little bit thicker than normal, but the nut width on the original neck was too wide for my hands. And yeah, I have had this guitar since I was 14 years old. So decade and a half. The first guitar that I spent any of my own money on. I worked playing. I worked Little League baseball games, keeping score, and I saved up my money over the summer, and I put down about $700 on it, and Papa Ritter covered the rest. And this guitar, if the house was burning down and my family was out, this would be the first thing that I would get. This guitar. It means that much to me. But what I was saying is that I've worn it. It's got a particular finish that's really easy to wear down. and I've worn it down enough to where it looks like John Mayer's 64 Stratocaster. But this is my favorite guitar that I have. If I could have two of that guitar, I would be a happy person. Just an exact replica. They would be the only two guitars I would ever need for electric stuff. That would be it. What's her name? June, I think is what I named that guitar after the month I got her in. Yeah, that sounds right. I love the rosewood fingerboards more than the maple for looks and sound. I completely agree, Donnie. Her name is Jennifer, after Jennifer Love Hewitt, who used to date John Mayer. The body is a wonderland. I still have the original neck here at home. Yeah, that's right, you do. The first thing after your wife and kid. Yes, I think that's what I said. I said after family. After my family and my animals and everybody were out of the house. It is nitrocellulose, yes, as opposed to the polyurethane finish, which is incredibly thick. And like I said, having had this guitar since I was 14, I was able to really, really put some love and some wear on it. But if you listen to the YouTube version of like when we do videos or when we do bonus episodes, and I need to re-record it because it's got some flaws, but the electric version of the intro that I used for those was recorded on that guitar. But like I said, I've got some stuff I need to redo with it. What's up, everybody? Getting in a little late. How's it going, Perry? Good to see you, Matt. Everything is going well. Just having a guitar conversation more than anything. But I hope you're well. You buy 2 bottles sometimes, right? Yes, that is true. Oh, good. Over on Twitch. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. Turn it to on/off/customize. Go to stream-rise.com. I will not do that, conducive XPRH. Thank you for the offer. June is her name, and you have a hollow body named Leopold. Leopold is actually going back to his original owner, Adam Creech, before too long. But it's going to be our shared baby. I was multitasking to miss that part. That's fair. June, like my birthday. Thanks. There you go. There you go. Cheers, everyone. Stacy's stopping by. Hello, Stacy. Good to see you. You stopped by on the Instagram, too, I see. What a year for Georgia distilleries. Augusta is, in fact, Kentucky. 8-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. That's the wrong glass. I was trying to get a clean glass. Deck on it. So, first time I've ever owned a bottle of this. I've had Old Route 8 once before at Chad and Sarah's meetup end of last year. It was in the midst of a bunch of other pours, so I don't really remember it that well. And then Mr. Barrel Proof EDC himself provided us a Buckner's 13 Augusta sample. That was spectacular. Really friggin' loved that bourbon. So I've only had like limited experience with Augusta for sure. But I do look forward to getting into it for sure. Chris Stapleton whiskey is apparently out at Buffalo Trace now. I'm trying to get a media sample of it. If not, though, if that doesn't come through and I don't get out to Buffalo Trace before it's sold out, I may need somebody to grab a bottle for me. Ideally, I would like to interview Chris Stapleton at some point too. He's one of my favorite musicians, one of my favorite artists on the scene right now. And yeah, maybe sometime. My voice is super scratchy right now, or I would consider doing it tonight. But maybe I'll start incorporating music into some streams sometime. Hello again, whiskey friends. Hello to you, Jeffrey Wack. I hope you are well, sir. Good to see you. Hope you've had a great week, man. Hope you had a good start to your year. Smooth as Kentucky whiskey? We're gonna find out. I mean, I gotta try it. Brett Venata, who is going through all episodes of the podcast, is saying, podcast progress update on episode 79. You and your sister are talking about bourbon legal cases. That's a great episode. I will say I did a my report was on the Pappy heist, and I think I did a better job than the Netflix documentary. So, episode 79. Go and listen to it. Also, I wanted to say, because we've got a lot more people who are in here than were in here at the start, if you want to support the show, you can head to the Stream Elements link in the description below. That is how you do super chats for us. Those are also known as Snuffy Chats in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus back here, who is having a rough start to the beginning of the year, but that's okay. But yes, if you do so, you'll get your message right up here on the left-hand side of your screen. In my undying gratitude. It's just like super chatting. Yeah. Did I have reenactments? I did not, and I did not have them at softball fields. Can I ask a random bourbon question? Is there an older version of Pikesville that Heaven Hill makes? I don't know specifically how to answer that, because there are older rye products at Heaven Hill, and I don't think they use different mash bills, so it kind of just depends. It wouldn't be handy. Pat. Parker's Heritage Bourbon Finds on Instagram said Parker's Heritage, same mash bill. Yeah, this year's 10-year-old Parker's would have been the same mash bill. I guess really if you get any of their kind of LE releases, that would be an older. I don't know. I really don't know for sure. But like officially, I would say no. They don't make like a specific older Pikesville, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it winds up having older stock in it from time to time. The grain to glass is a different recipe. Did not know that. Elijah Craig rye. That is I don't even know if it's older. I mean, I guess maybe a little bit. It's probably 6-8 years old. I don't know. I don't know the age on Elijah Craig rye, but I'm pretty sure that Pikesville is minimum 6 years. I think, at least. I'm sure there will be a Heaven Hill collection coming soon with a big age statement. We got the Mellicorn 20 year. Why not a Pikesville Rye 20? I completely agree, Bourbon Finds. I would love to see that. It would bring me a lot of joy. Pikes is 6. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, I got to have a sip of this Augusta. Augusta's probably like watching this stream back and they're going, when does he actually talk about us? Soloist for a 20 year. There you go. What is the micro batch on that? I don't know. Oh, sploosh for a 20 year. I get you now. I get you now, Dev. Green apple, cinnamon, caramel. Oops. It's not a super like standout nose. There is a lot of ethanol on it, I will say for sure. I think I'd pass on a 20-year rye. I would just want to know. I feel like I read somewhere Elijah Craig rye is 6 years old. So, I mean, it's basically Pikesville, but 15 proof points less. 20, whatever. Tasting starts at 46 minutes. Yes. When's this guy going to shut up about guitars and start tasting whiskey? Well, guess what? I taste a lot of whiskey, and sometimes it's just nice to talk about guitars, okay? Offer more food. See you on the Cliffy Bus with all the Jack Daniels heavies. Good to see you, M. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'm sorry, I don't think I said hello to you earlier. I apologize for that. Thank you for being here. Bubba BMW M5 over on Instagram stopped by. Thank you for being here. Yo, there's speaking of the devil. Goodness gracious, Clifton just popped up and said, cheers! It was like we summoned him with the hashtag Cliffy Bus. You were summoned. Absolutely, Clifton. Cliffin. I cannot speak tonight. Clifton. Cliffy. And again, this is from his new secret lair. Like Brett said, the tasting started at 46 minutes, and I do have a hard cutoff of 9 o'clock tonight, unfortunately. I've got some other podcast stuff to record this evening. But this, it does smell quite good. I want to get into some of the history of Augusta on a different stream. But hey, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. It's been good having you. I'm not done yet, but yeah, cheers. Clifton, a Clifton/Muffin mutant. There we go. Still unpacking, but got enough unpacked for tonight's stream. Hope my internet holds up. Oh well. Hope so too. So this particular 8-year-old bourbon is 122.6 proof. I would say it drinks every bit of it. Bourbon on Wax, stopping by over on Instagram as well. Hope you're well. I want to get a second sip. That was a lot of ethanol on the first one. Bobby Williams stopping by on the Instagram. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. Good to see you. So this is definitely sourced bourbon, right? Augusta really only started a couple years ago. And for them to come out with 8-year-old, 13-year-old, 10, 15-year-old product, it's, of course, logic states there's no way that they could have that. That's got to be sourced. What's interesting to me, though, is that even though it has shades of little bit of Heaven Hill. It's got a little bit of shades of Barton. It doesn't really stand out as being any one particular distillery that they've sourced from. I think it's very much its own profile. It's a little bit hot, but it's very viscous. It's sitting all up in my gums. And of course, my only issue with it is that it's just $100. Like, I want it to be cheaper. But 8-year-old age-stated cask strength bourbon, single barrels on the market. It's not a bad it's not a bad deal, I would say, by any means. It's very good. Really nice kind of toffee note on the back end as well. A good bit of cherry. Not a whole lot like on the darker side. For 8 years old, I would expect there to be more oak. And there really isn't. It took until that sip for me to really get any of the like vanilla or cream notes. But it's good. That's when it starts going like strawberry cream savor for me. Hot chimichanga. Sure, Dev. My one drink for the week is a pint of beer, 2019 Ex Novo Brewing Kill the Sun Mocha. 12% barrel-aged imperial stout finished with coffee and chocolate. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds better than any of the Goose Island Bourbon County stouts that came out this year. And I'm sorry that I'm dying on that hill, but here we are. Max, Barrel Proof EDC wants to know, is anyone else doing Lexington Bourbon Con? I am hoping to. I'd like to get in as media as well, so we can interview some of our friends, some of our distillers and industry folks that we've known over the years. So fingers crossed we will be able to make it. It kind of snuck up on me. I forgot that it was happening. Last year I was out of town for it, so I wasn't able to make it. But I mean Lexington Bourbon Podcast, like, come on. There's probably other Lexington Bourbon podcasts that have already signed up for it as well, but it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. So after the music chat tonight, I'm curious. I only had the Bananas Foster, and I'm one of like 3 people that liked it. Good for you, man. Good for you, Pat. Just was not for me. But after the music chat tonight, I am curious, would people, because I've been kind of throwing this idea around for a little while anyway, if I were to do some bourbon drinking and music playing live streams sometime, would you be, not all the time, maybe like once or twice a quarter, would you be interested? Covers, originals, acoustic, electric, just whatever. I just want to know, because I don't want to like jump into it and then it just kind of flop. I want it to be something that people are interested in watching. I don't even care about Goose Island Bourbon County Stout anymore, and apparently nobody else does either. There's just so much of it. I don't think it's nobody cares. I think they made too much. Templeton 10-year rye in my glass tonight, $80 for 10-year MGP rye. Pretty good value. That sounds awesome. How many other Lexington Bourbon podcasts are there? Quite a few at this point. Quite a few. I can name at least 3. Maybe 2. Yes, do it. All right. Justin says yes. There's Max. Way more folks over here. Yes, indeed. Yes, but you have to play songs from people that you hate. All right, I can do that. Scott Honeycutt stopping by on the Instagram saying none like my bourbon podcast. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Good to see you, buddy. I hope you've been well. It's been a minute. Would it be like a set, or would you play between pours? I would play between pours, for sure. It wouldn't be just an hour of me singing and playing. I would still incorporate the bourbon aspect of things, for sure, because I can't just, I can't just make that its own thing. I could maybe do like Twitch streams where it's just playing music, but even then, I don't know if I would be able to sustain that. I am the original Lexington Bourbon podcast. Somehow. Little old, how old was I? 24-year-old Perry. I definitely stop by now and again for that kind of stream. Like I said, it wouldn't be every month. It'd be a few times a year. But if there's interest, I will definitely do it. Me and Eric, if I could get Eric to perform with me, that would be funny. I sing better than I do when we're just goofing around on the podcast, by the way. That's us having a fun time. Cheers, Perry from Dramhound over on Twitch. What is up, Adam? I hope you're well, buddy. Good to see you. I have to get the 2 members of the Backstreet Boys that are from Lexington on to join you. I would love to have them on. It's Brian and Lucy's gonna kill me. Cannot remember the other one. Here for the T Swift catalog. All right. I don't hate Taylor Swift. I just get really worn out with her and her fans. That's all. Start your stream with some lo-fi hip-hop and solo and just riff over it. 100%. I could totally... Oh, Justin, you're speaking my language, man. Kevin or AJ? Did I say Brian? It's not... Is it Brian? No, Kevin and AJ are the Lexington ones. I'm just going to go crawl into a hole. Swifty's kid... Yeah. I feel like Eric would duet Shake It Off. That would be fun. That would be really, really funny. I would definitely see if I could convince him to do that. For 122 proof, even though I said it drinks a lot like it, it definitely is still a fairly easy drinker. Brian is, but one of the other 2 are as well. Maybe it's Kevin. I think it's Kevin. I think Kevin is the other Backstreet Boy from Lexington. My fellow Kansas City fan, Tay-Tay. 10 to 15 minute intro sets, test the waters, people mingle in the chat. I could see that also between pours, but that might be tough to test, methinks. Well, I'll figure it out. There's always room for testing. But yeah, I appreciate the input and everything. Like I said, though, I do have a hard cutoff of 9 o'clock tonight, unfortunately. I have had a lot of fun tonight. I wish I didn't have to go, or I could have kept this going for a lot longer. I would love to do like 2-hour streams, 3-hour streams if I had the time. Pat. Boy, howdy, this has been a great night. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're listening to the audio version of this, thank you for doing that as well. This has been a fantastic time drinking, cheers, and hanging out with y'all. I will see you next week, though. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is TIMBP Live. See you guys next week.